everyone, good morning. This is Yetti Esatu from Yetti Financial LLC. I'm in Maryland today. I came to visit one of my business partner, attorney Howard Haley and Mr. William, because they have served, and I want to thank them for the service that they gave to the country. And today, as you all know, is Veterans Day, November 11, 2019. And in the meantime, we talked about some financial service product, and I have a wonderful interview with Howard Haley, and I hope you'll enjoy it. And here it is. Good morning, Attorney Howard Haley. Today's Veterans Day, November 11, 2019. And by the way, I want to say Happy Veterans Day.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much for your service and for the freedom that we're enjoying today. I understand and I appreciate that you have sacrificed a lot. Today, I would like to ask you a few questions about the financial services business that you do along with your law practice. But what products do you carry? What products are you educating your clients and the consumers in general?
Well, there are a variety of products, but the most effective one recently that we've been talking with a lot of clients about has to do with an indexed universal life policy that allows them to build cash value while at the same time providing their family with an envelope of protection in the event that something tragic happens. But the ability to build cash value is of the greatest importance because time you can't get back. And for a small investment, the return on the investment grows so that you can utilize it for college expenses, buying a new house, helping your child with a new car, any of those financial expenses that come up, not to mention an emergency that may occur. These are things that make having a policy cost effective, but valuable in multiple fronts, because while you have the death protection, you also have living benefits that are usable while you're alive. You don't have to die to get the money that you put aside. You can actually utilize it for the needs you have today, as well as protect your family for tomorrow.
Wow, that's really, really exciting. Is there an age restriction to use the money in case if you need the money from your cash value? Do they really restrict you like other products like 401k?
Oh, no.
You get penalized with this or no penalty?
No. There's no penalty whatsoever. The beautiful thing about the index universal life policies that I'm talking about, they are considered loans against the policy, so it's not considered taxable income. So there are tax protections as well. Now, I don't give tax advice, but if a person, well, I'll give you an example. A mother, single mom raising a child in the District of Columbia has a index universal life policy. No matter what that amount is, as the policy grows and the child ages, for example, let's say that it's time to go to college. Well, there are scholarships and there are student loans available, but it's not quite enough to cover everything the child needs.
Yeah.
Well, you can reduce the amount of loans by taking the cash from your policy that's been built up while your child's been growing. So, for example, for a small investment when the child is 1 or 2 years old, when the child gets to college age, you can pull out $25,000 or $30,000 to help pay for that college.
Wow.
So, economically, it makes sense for the child to have the student loans, finish school, and when they finish school, make a decision. Either you're going to buy a home or you're going to pay off your loans. If the child chooses to buy the home and they've also got an income that's paying the student loans, well, mom and dad can pull from the life insurance policy, or the single mom can pull from the life insurance policy the cash money to put as a down payment for the house or as a cash payment to pay off the student loans so that it's not affecting the debt to income ratio that realtors have to look at.
Wow, that is really huge. Is this a permanent policy or like a term life?
Oh, no. Term life is donating cash to someone else.
Okay.
This is a permanent policy. The policy builds value. You can set the time frame where you want the policy to stop building value and start distributing income, or you can allow it to build cash value up until the date that someone passes away. So the policy is an effective policy through age 120.
Wow.
So that's a permanent policy.
That is a long time. But when the kids get scholarship, I mean, what do they do with it? Because I know 529, you have to pass it on to siblings, or there will be like tax that you have to pay to IRS. But with this one, if my son gets a scholarship and then I don't need that money for school, would I be able to use it for my own retirement?
There are no restrictions on what you can do with the cash value built in the policy.
Wow.
It can be used as your own personal retirement if you so choose. It's your money. And the beautiful thing about it is it's growing on a tax-free basis while it's growing. So you don't have to worry about, well, what about the tax implications? There are none. Typically, when you are removing money from the policy, it's a loan.
Wow.
As I said before, it's a loan against your policy, therefore it's not income, so it's not taxable. It's a loan that in the event that something tragic happens, then the loan is then assessed against the outstanding value of the policy and the difference is paid to the family.
Wow. How does the cash value grow in this policy? What is it based on? I mean, do they give you a fixed interest rate or how does that work?
Okay, most typically, indexed universal life policy are indexed to the stock market. So it's based on the market, but it's not in the market. So their money's never at risk of losing the money.
Oh.
But the advantage of the indexed universal life is the IRS has provided a specific requirement that these funds can't lose any money. So there's a guaranteed minimum interest rate that you would earn, but typically over the last 30, 35 years, they've always performed much better than the guaranteed rate. However, let's use an example. 2008, the market dropped.
Yeah.
When the market dropped in 2008, your money was locked in at the rate that you had earned. So when the market fell, you lost nothing. As the market rose again, your money comes unlocked and it rises. Usually in these policies, there are many technical differences such as cap, no cap, percentage gain or percentage loss, but those are more complicated terms. But in a nutshell, the cap policies, for example, if the fund rises, say 35%, if you're capped at 12%, then you gain everything from 6% up to 12%. But everything over 12% you don't get. But if you're no cap, then you could, if the market goes up to 35%, you gain everything up to 35%, but you have to pay 4% to get it back.
Oh.
So instead of realizing a 35% gain, you realize a 31. But that's the difference between cap or no cap. A lot of times the policies that we have are usually the consumer can choose, but more often than not, it's more balanced approach. Half goes into cap, half goes into uncapped, but that's all up to the consumer at the time of purchase.
Wow, that is really nice. And how do you think people can get this kind of information? Because as you know, the top 1% always have somebody who can really look out for their money and share all the new products and help them grow their money. But the rest of us, we don't have anybody and we don't even know that products like this existing. So how could people reach you for this kind of education and information? Is there a consultation fee for this?
No, there's no consultation fee. If people want to reach, they can reach out to me. They can call me directly at my office, which my office number, of course, is 202-810-6329. Or they can send me an email directly at advancedlifegoals@gmail.com. But I'm available. I mean, there are thousands of licensed insurance professionals like myself who can help with explaining exactly what this is and how. But my focus is on building generational wealth within the communities that don't have access typically to this information. It's out there, but if you don't know where to look, then you may not know where to find it.
Wow. Well, thank you so much, Attorney Howard Haley, and I appreciate your time. And I wish you a happy Veterans Day and the rest of the afternoon.
Thank you.
Thank you.